All right. Happy Monday. You guys, I just got back last night at midnight from a month-long family road trip we went to Utah, we went to Moab, we went to Arches National Park, Zion, and then Nebraska. And I froze my butt off in Nebraska and said, and it's time to go. So we drove the last couple days all the way back from Nebraska and made it back late last night. So I'm a little sleepy today. But I'm really happy to be back in my space and be able to talk to you guys today about what gave me that freedom. Because ultimately, I feel like a majority of you are here for some of the things that maybe I talk about on social media, which is my freedom. And I don't know if you guys have sort of followed my story and my journey over my years as a mother and a wife. But I have a feeling that many of you guys can relate to what my goals have always been as a mother and a wife, and that is to be able to be a fully present mom and wife. And in today's society, we as just people need two incomes to survive in most cases. And can you survive on one income household? Sometimes you can, but a lot of the times there's a lot of sacrifices that come with that. And I was always somebody who, when I married my husband, I was like, you make me a stay-at-home mom or I won't marry you. Like that's my goal. When I have children, I will not put them in daycare. I will spend every waking moment with them. And of course, he did a really wonderful job of providing that opportunity for me as a young mother. But times got kind of tough, right? And there were times where, my husband was an employee for a lot of years. And we quickly learned that relying on an employer was not a safe way to support our family. And I've told you guys this story before. If you've heard it, sorry, I'm going to say it again. We actually had a special needs child at she was my very first daughter. And she was in and out of the hospital a lot as a child, and as a medically fragile child. And there came a time where she got really sick and she ended up in the hospital for quite a few months. And my husband and I had also three other kids at home, three other daughters at home. And my husband was working full time. But during this time when my daughter was in the hospital, we were completely not okay with leaving her at the hospital alone. And so we would take turns. I would either go to the hospital and stay with Carson, and he would stay home with the other girls, or we would take turns, right? So I would come home with the girls and he would go to the hospital with Carson. And at the time, he wasn't earning a paycheck. Like, we were just living off of our savings, but he wasn't going to his job. He still had a job. He just wasn't going to it. And he wasn't receiving any pay while not being at work. But after about a month, his boss actually called him and said, hey, you either show up to work or you don't have a job. And he knew full well what we were going through. He knew my husband was spending time with my daughter in the hospital. He knew the circumstances that we were under, and still gave him this ultimatum. It's either your family or it's your job. And my husband was like, well, obviously I will choose my family. And he gave up his job. And at that point, we had absolutely zero income because I wasn't working. I was a stay-at-home mom, and my daughter needed full-time care from me, plus our three other children. And honestly, at that moment, that changed our whole outlook on what our future could look like, because we realized so many people really believe that having an employer is the safe way. Going to school, getting a job, having somebody be in control of your paycheck was the safe way to live a life. And we found out that that's just a lie. That's not true. And so we continued to pursue ways to earn an income or build a business or do something that allowed us to rely on our own selves for our income. And we did a lot of different things, and it's a long story that I'm sort of trying to get into on social media and on TikTok and share that whole journey with you guys. But just know that that pivotal moment is what changed the entire trajectory of my life and brought me into this space now where I do not worry about a paycheck. I do not worry about whether somebody is going to pay me. I don't worry about whether I'm going to be let go from a job. I don't have to show up anywhere in order to earn money. My money is made from my phone. completely, I call it semi-passive because I spend about 10 minutes a day setting a trade on my phone, and that's it, every single day. And what brought me here, I know, I just saw that, you guys, my phone says 11:11. What brought me here was heartache, but the heartache is what led to the freedom that I have today. And so when you're listening to Gemma and Jen's story of what brought them here and what they've been able to accomplish, through this industry, I want you to really think about why you're here. Why are you in this free class? What is it that you feel is not quite right in your life? And what will a new skill like this be able to do for you? And so after Gemma and Jen share a little bit about their story, the way this is going to go is I'm going to show you what day trading even is, because some of you might be here going, I don't even know what it is and I'm getting myself into, but I'm curious. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to show you a little bit about our system and how to apply it to your life, how you can compound your money. And then we'll hopefully have time to open up to a Q&A. We have a hard stop at 12 o'clock Pacific time, okay? So hang in there, listen, be excited, be inspired, and I'm going to pass the mic over to my incredible co-founder, best friends, business partners, Gemma and Jen. They are the personal development and mindset coaching pillars here at Forex for Women, and they are so incredible and so motivational. They're amazing traders, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear from them. So Gemma, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go next. Hello, everybody. My name is Gemma, and as you can tell by my accent, I am actually tuning in all the way from New Zealand. I'm going to touch a little bit on my personal story too. I mean, Amanda, I know I've heard her story like hundreds of times, but every time she says it, I just have such, I don't know, just such respect for her and just such admiration for what she's been through and what she's been able to create with her life from her hardships to see where she is now. It really is a miracle to see this butterfly that's blossomed out of heartache, and my journey, I think my pivotal moment too was from hardship. And this isn't to make the call sad, but I think it's also important to kind of touch on life. No one walks through life, I think, without that pivotal moment in their life. And sometimes it's sink or swim in that moment. And I think what connected the three of us together was in that moment, we didn't sink and we swam, and it's what's brought us together. And it's what we've built this foundation upon, was every single woman deserves the ability to make digital income, to not have to rely on others, whether they actually truly live a life that they even want to live, right? Sometimes we just settle because we think it's what we have to do. I know I did that for many years, thinking I'm not qualified to learn anything else, right? I don't have the money to go and learn something else. So I had two young kids at the time and I wasn't working. My son was like 6 weeks old, and my husband was at a job that he had been at for a few years. Some new people came in and started taking over, and especially one of the surgeons there, was a really nasty person and really started to tear down my husband's mental health. But at the time, that was the only income we had. We had two young kids, and I could just see his mental health just getting worse and worse and worse. And that was that moment where I was like, whoa, this is really starting to kind of deteriorate quickly. What can I do? I'm a hairdresser by trade and had managed salons and did that for many years, like I said. And at the time, we'd been building my own salon. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to start and get in there. And even though my baby is still like 6 weeks old, I've got to do what I've got to do. And I remember just really working late nights and Saturdays. Really, that's all I could do at the time, because my husband was there and my mum could help on Saturdays, and just started trying to relieve some of that pressure. But I remember at the time thinking, okay, this still doesn't work, right? I still have to be away. I still have to sacrifice what else can I do? And that's when I really realized, okay, I've got to try and get my income digital so I'm not having to physically turn up and trade my time for money. I remember reading the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I want you to drop some 222s in the chat if you've read that book. And it was a beautiful moment where I was like, okay, this is awesome. I love everything that he's saying. And I realized that my salon and the way I'd lived my life was actually a liability, not an asset. But it still didn't give me the steps on how to get into that quadrant. How can I
Mhm.
compound? How can I leverage? Like, I'm like, nobody teaches anybody, let alone women, let alone
Mhm.
like if you're just an average person who maybe isn't the best at maths or, haven't
Mhm.
got the best grades to be able to go off to college and university. How do we, like, how can we, mums, everyday people, also gain access to this? And that's when I connected with Amanda and Jen. And we were like, okay, what even is this daily trading thing? We always joke about that now because we always were like daily trading and we didn't even know. We jumped into the space so naive, but I kind of love that about us. We are
Mhm.
pretty ambitious, as you're going to be able to tell in this space. But we just had this goal. And when we saw these young dudes making like 5 years worth of my salary in a day, I was like, oh hell no, this is
Yeah.
it. I was like, I'm not leaving it up to these 20-year-old dudes
Yeah.
to have access to this and leave us out of this space. So the
Mhm.
three of us in that moment, we're like, we're locked in for life
Mhm.
here. We're
Mhm.
gonna get this. And once we get this, watch out, right? And
Mhm.
like we said, thousands of hours in these markets. And Amanda, you're gonna figure out right now as she shows you the charts and how simplistic we have made this, that is truly her gift. And I would look at it and be like, I don't even know what's happening. And she's like, it's okay, it's okay. And she'll decipher and bring it back. And she'll be like, it's actually just this. And I'm like, oh, why didn't they just say that? Like they spent an hour trying to complicate it so much. And it was literally just a two-step process. Like, why didn't they
Mhm.
just say that in the first place? Anyway, I don't want to carry on, but that's kind of how it rolled. And stepping into the mindset and personal development coach, right? It's like with what Jen and I bring to the space is as you're going to find out, trading actually is 99% mindset. You're going to see 10 minutes a day is all you're going to need. Once you know the system, which you're going to learn, it's so simple. It's us that sabotage it. You can't come into this space with an employee mindset and see financial success, right? Because it's the opposite to what they teach you that you need to learn here. Plus, what I didn't realize is I had so much subconscious baggage that I was holding onto about money and my worth around being able to create uncapped income and thinking I had to work really hard because that is what was programmed in my life to earn large sums of money. And the moment I started to actually do the release work and understand actually the less you do, if you think about it in the world, if you take a look around, the people that work the hardest usually earn the least amount of money. And I know that that's sometimes like, ugh. I remember when I first heard that, I was like, oh, that doesn't sound right, but it's the truth. And so
Mhm.
what I do is I come into the space, I motivate you, I cause friction in your life in a really good way. Okay. I get you to wake up and start believing in yourself again. I always say this to everybody. There is literally a 6, 7, whatever figure person inside of you, whatever your heart desires, that version is inside of you. You just have to bring it out. Like you've been suppressing it because you haven't felt worthy, or maybe you just haven't known how to activate that version of you. And that's exactly what I do. I get you to wake up. I get you to get confident. I get you to get excited about your life again. And then I help you with the subconscious work on how we actually reprogram these limiting beliefs that are actually stopping us from ever truly achieving our goal. So that's a little bit about me. I don't want to turn this into a mindset session. So I'm going to hand it over to the third pillar, Jen. She is this beautiful, gentle soul. She comes in and makes you feel seen and heard. And she is just one of my absolute best friends. So Jen, I'm going to hand it over to you, and then Amanda's going to hit the charts with us.
Awesome. Wow. These ladies are so incredible. I listen to their stories and I'm like, These are the people that I do life with every single day, and it's such a blessing. And it's just so cool and motivating. And I hope, let me know in the chat if you were inspired by their stories. If there was anything that you felt was so relatable about your experience in life, let me know in the chat right now, because that is one of the most important things about our community here, is that we all get to do this together. We all get to come and do this together. Amanda and Gemma and myself had each other through this journey. And there were probably often times where if I didn't have them, I might have quit. And that would have been so sad, because look at where we are now. It's so worth it to continue and pursue, and having a community to do this with is just absolutely incredible and so important. So that's what we have here. So my name is Jen. I am the personal development coach here. So if you think about it this way, what I do is take what Gemma does. She's your motivator, right? She gets you motivated. She sparks that start for you. She gets that engine going. And then I help you stick to it. I help you stick to the process. I help you stay determined to follow through with the goals and the mindset change and all of the success that is there for you available. It's amazing to be able to have these three pillars where you get to come in and understand that, hey, this system is actually really, really simple. This
Mhm.
can actually be just so simple that now all I have to do is work on my mindset, my personal development, these things that you've probably actually been wanting to work on for a long time, but life and all of the priorities and the things that come in actually sabotage that from you. And so I found, for me personally, my journey with trading has been one that has helped me step into the best version of myself. There have been things that it has challenged my mindset in. There have been things that it has made me say, okay, I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to continue and I'm going to persist. And it's been so incredibly worth it. I think back to when I first started, the girl that I was when I first started my personal development journey, and then finding trading, like trading actually accelerated it for me. And I'm just so grateful, because I'm like, I could spend years and years and years on that personal development journey. And I did for a long time, just spinning my wheels. I like wasn't really getting anywhere. I had dreams and hopes, but I didn't have the full on determination and hope of, this is actually what I'm going to do with my life, and this is how I'm going to set my family free. When
Mm.
I say set my family free, I mean time freedom. I mean financial freedom. I want you to know that you actually get to have it all. Oftentimes people are like, "Oh, you have to either give more time to be able to make more money, or you don't give very much time and you don't make a lot of money," right? And so here was something that I had put in front of me that said, you can actually do both. You don't have to settle for either or. And so now my husband and I are, we have 6 children. We have one on the way. And we actually are doing life side by side together, full time. How incredible is that? The goals that I had of retiring my husband, giving him the freedom to just be the dad that he always wanted to be, and to be my husband and to be with me, like that's how life should be lived. We should
Mm.
have the freedom to actually enjoy the people that we choose to be in our life, right? We
And
don't want to miss our children's lives. Before you
mm,
know it, you blink and they're 18 and they're off building their own lives, right? And
yep.
so I think it's so powerful that I get to actually enjoy their life, be with them all as much as I want, and still be able to help them understand what generational wealth is, be able to help them understand that they don't have to go work for the man in order to be financially free. They get to go live their life and build their dreams as I wish somebody would have helped me understand, right? When I was really, really young. But there is no, so the best time to plant a tree is now, right? This, or 10 years ago, the second best time is right now. So if you feel like, oh, I wish I would have found this 10 years ago, I just want you to know that the best time you can do that is now, right? The best time for your children, you're actually setting them up for that success of 10 years ago, right? So Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share with you. I want to commend every single person on this call today. You took the opportunity to be curious, let yourself dive into something that you might be like, what the heck am I even doing on this call? And that's okay. We all kind of felt that way. But let Amanda just show you how simple it actually can be.
Amazing. You guys put some love in the chat for those two incredible stories. And I'm going to kind of kick us off here with a couple things. So why Forex for Women and exactly what is it? So Forex for Women was built out of a desire for us to create a safe and supportive space for women to come and learn a skill that is highly male dominated. Okay. When I got into this space almost 5 years ago, can you guys believe it's almost been 5 years? It was a bro community. Like, I'm telling you, I have never experienced the testosterone like I did. And it was intimidating. And let me tell you something, somebody who comes from a terrible math background, like you're talking years of math trauma right here. Like, I could not do an algebra problem to save my life. I literally dropped out of college because I was like, I can't do algebra. Sorry. Like, that's literally the only thing that's stopping me from being anybody in this world is I just can't do math. And so coming into a day trading space, my immediate fear was, oh my gosh, what if this isn't for me? What if I can't do the math part of it? And let me just ease your guys' fears. If any of you guys have a math anxiety or math trauma, there's no math here. Okay. We don't do math. The only math we do is counting how much profits we make. And I will teach you how to do that. Okay. So don't worry about math. Another thing that I know held me back was I kind of had always let my husband handle the finances, handle the money, handle the growth, handle the savings. I kind of was like a turtle who would just like hide in my shell whenever he wanted to talk about money or budget. And I started to realize if I want to be wealthy, if I want to teach my children how, like Jen said, how to create generational wealth, I had to be the woman to step into a space that used to be intimidating for me and show my girls like, no, actually we can do this, right? Like we actually have the power to do this. And in fact, I've stepped so heavily into showing my children that they can do this, that they are trading their own accounts. Their ages 12, 11, and 9, okay? They are trading and compounding their money, and they will probably buy themselves a car. Like, let's be honest with you, they will probably buy their own car, compounding their own money. They could put themselves into college if they want to, if they continue to do this. And that's the reality of what you're getting yourself into by stepping into this space with brevity, with boldness, with courage. Okay. So, another thing that I want to mention is you are coming into this space. Forex for Women is not a all-day trading education platform, okay? I am not going to teach you a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo and lingo that you don't need to know in order to compound your money. You are coming here to Forex for Women to learn my system for compounding your money, and that is it, okay? So, our motto is it gets to be easy and fun. We want you stepping into this space, ready to start compounding your money right away and not have any like fears of this being a massive mountain that you have to conquer. You simply get to come in, learn the system, follow my training step by step, and rinse and repeat and do the same process every single day. Okay. What we've created here is extremely duplicatable, meaning once you learn it, you will just do the same steps every single day for 10 minutes a day, and your money does the work for you. You don't do the working for your money. Okay. How many of you guys are excited by that? Type 222 in the chat if you're like, okay, the stage is set. I'm prepared. I'm ready. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to show you where to go for your first step. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is write this down, tradingview.com. Remember, this is a free class, so we are giving you free information. So this is part of our training, tradingview.com. So this is the charting software that you're going to use when you come in and start trading, okay, when you are identifying trade opportunities. There is a free package, so you're more than welcome to go and just sign up for the free. The only thing I don't like about the free is that you will see a lot of ads and things like that pop up on your screen, which can get kind of annoying on your chart. When you're ready to really dive in and take it seriously and you're like, okay, I'm in this, the base package is like $14.95 a month. We're not affiliated with TradingView. We don't make any money off of TradingView. This is simply just the charting software I use and what I will teach you on, okay? Another thing that I want you guys to know is we are not trading your money for you, and we do not make any money off of your trades, okay? We are simply here to teach you a system, and that is it. You will implement this trading system on your own broker, and it is your money, your own private space, okay? Okay, let's dive in. When you first come in and join Forex for Women, you are going to get access to our VIP community. Our VIP community is $35 a month, okay? There are no other hidden fees or anything like that. It's $35 a month to get access to our to our live calls that we do multiple times a week. Okay, I do one call a week. Gemma and Jen each do one call a week. Okay. You also get access to our starter course. So this is all of our old calls. You get access to the recordings, the most recent, I think 3 months of recordings. And then when you join, you're going to start with our starter course. The starter course is going to teach you what Forex trading is, how do you make money with Forex trading, how to set up your broker account, how to set up your chart, and all of that. Okay, it's all step by step. You will literally be able to pause the video and follow along with me as I'm setting stuff up. And it's very, very simple to accomplish. You will be trading, you will be actually placing trades within 2 hours of joining. Okay. So this is not a huge mountain to climb. It gets to be easy and fun. So what is trading? Okay, I know many of you guys are here going, okay, I still don't even know what it is that I'm doing. So I'm going to explain that to you. What we are doing here is called foreign exchange leverage trading. Okay, we're not trading stocks. So the beautiful thing here is you can start with as little or as much money as you want to. When you first come to learn, you're actually going to start on a demo account. So you're going to be practicing with fake money in the real markets. So you can't mess anything up. You can't lose anything. You can't break anything. Okay. You're going to just be placing trades and learning. When you are super confident in what you're doing, that's when you're going to fund a live account with maybe $100, $500, $1,000, whatever it is you want to start with. And then you're going to start compounding that money with our passive trading system. Okay. So I'm going to share a chart with you guys, but I need you to type something in the chat for me. I need you to type, I promise, that you will not freak out or leave this call when you see a chart for the first time. Because I know when I first started and somebody showed me their chart, I immediately was like, I'm going to have diarrhea and I have to leave this call right now because this looks scary. Okay. So you don't have to be afraid. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. But I am going to show you a chart, okay? You're going to have to get used to seeing charts. But don't worry, you don't have to do math, so it's okay. Everything's okay. All right. How many of you guys can see my chart? Type yes in the chat. What you are looking at, okay, is the Great British Pound versus the Japanese yen. So remember I said we are trading foreign exchange currencies. So if I were to take my dollar to a different country and exchange it, let's say for the euro or something like that, you guys are aware that there is an exchange rate, right? One currency is always worth more or valued higher or lower than the other one. And so what you're seeing on this chart is the fluctuation of that exchange rate, okay? And as what you would be called is a trend following trader, okay? You can claim that title now. I'm going to show you how simple that is. As trend following traders, our only goal is to follow where the market is going. So you don't have to be any special guru or have any special certifications or any special market intuition. You're not going to be trying to win the market or beat the market or outsmart the other investors. Your only goal is to follow where the market is going. okay? And when you follow where the market is going, it can either be going up or it can be going down. If the market is going up, we are buying in our broker account with the market. And as long as we are buying and the market is moving up, that's how we make money, okay? If the market's moving down, then we are selling with the market. And as long as we are selling while the market is moving down, we are making money. So your only goal is to identify, is the market going up or is it going down? And a really, really simple way to do that is with this little gold line here. And in our starter course, I'm going to show you how to add all of this to your chart, okay? So when these red and green bars here are below my gold line, I will be selling the market, okay? Let me click to another currency, and I want you guys to participate in the chat and let me know whether we should buy or sell in the market that I'm going to click on, okay? Let's look at this one. Is the market below or above the gold line? So we should be selling. Exactly. Everybody's already in the chat saying sell. Okay. So you get to now claim, because you can identify what direction the market's moving in, you get to claim that you are a trend following trader, because I promise you that is all you need to know, is what direction is the market moving in, and you need to get into a buy or a sell with that direction. Okay. And you're going to learn a lot more about how the market moves and why it's moving this way in our trainings. But I want you to understand the simplicity of just following where the market is moving. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I compound my money then? What does that exactly mean? How do I actually make the money? Okay. So remember, in your broker, when the market is selling, you're going to be clicking to sell the market. Okay. In fact, I'll just show you. Let's see if I can open this up here. If I go to my paper trading account, this is what this looks like. You see how it says sell or buy? If I know that I'm selling the market, I will just open up my broker and I will click sell. And what I'm doing is setting up a pending order to trigger if the market does in fact continue to sell. And that takes me about 5 minutes to set up for each trade opportunity. And each one of these pairs here, each one of these currency pairs is a separate opportunity to set up a trade opportunity. Once you set the trade, you simply let it go. You set it and you forget it and you go live your life. Okay, that is true semi-passive income. Okay, so how are we going to compound our money? Well, if the market actually does what we think it's going to do, then we make money. Okay, and so let's say, for example, you're going to start a broker account with $1,000. Okay, let's just say, for example, and on average, you're going to take about 24 trades per month, and about 40% of those trades are going to hit what we call a take profit. Okay, so the end of my little green square here, this is called my take profit. So if I'm in a sell and the market continues to move in a sell and does touch or cross over my take profit area, my trade will automatically close out with profit. Okay, and so our system has been rigorously back tested with code of over 4 years of data, okay, and has proven to be profitable and hit the take profit 40% of the time. Okay, so 40% of the time, oops, I'm trying to move this here, we're going to hit a take profit of 2.5, which means 2.5 times what we were willing to risk. Okay, and so if I put this into my little compounding calculator here, this says 2.5 right here. That means 2.5% profit on what I was willing to risk. So let's say, for example, I have a $1,000 account and I'm going to risk, let's say, 3% of my account. How much money, how many dollars do I have at risk for this trade opportunity. What is 3% of 1,000? I promise this is the only math you're going to have to do. 30, exactly. Okay. And so if I hit my take profit, then I've made 2.5 times that, which is what? $65, right? If I lose this trade and the market decides to change its mind and move up instead of sell, which will happen, okay? I want you to be extra clear here. You're going to lose more trades than you win, okay? What happens is when the market changes its mind, which it can do and will often do, it'll come up and hit this little area here called a stop loss, and it will automatically close out my trade with what I risked. So if I risked $30 of my account, then this trade automatically closed out and I am negative $30. But if the trade works out in my favor and continues to move down and hit my green area, then I've closed out with $65, 2.5 times. What is that right? 65, is that 2.5 times? I don't even know. That's how 75. Thank you. Thanks, ladies. See, you don't have to be good at math. So when it hits my take profit, my trade closes with my profit. Okay. So what does that look like as far as compounding your money? Our system has been proven to hit that take profit 40% of the time, which doesn't seem that great. But when you think in terms of how much you're winning versus how much you were willing to risk, wait until you see what you're able to do with a $1,000 account. If I scroll down here, now remember, your first time that you're trading is going to be the exact same system a year later. Okay. So in year one, I was able to turn $1,000. This seems unreal. It's kind of wild. Oh, let's
But the
actually,
monthly added
let's,
capital as
yeah, I
well.
was just going to say, let's change that added capital. Let's say that I was only going to put in $100 of added capital. Okay. Let's say each month I was going to commit to adding $100 of added capital. And that's, I'm going to continue to compound my money that way. So I would turn $1,000 into $77,000 in year one. Okay. That's huge. That is huge. Okay. Risking between 3 and 5% throughout placing my trades. Okay. Just simply setting a buy or a sell, whether it's above or below the EMA. Okay. So in year one, your goal is to compound your capital. Okay. This includes adding $100 each month. Obviously, you can work this however you want to, right? You can start with $100. You can start with 10,000. You can start with 500, whatever it is you want to, and add monthly, whatever you want to. Year one, you're compounding your money. Okay. Year two, you are going to start withdrawing. Let's say year two, you're going to start withdrawing 10% of your account. You're starting your new account with 77,000. Year two, you've grown it to $1 million. And you've withdrawn over year two, 126,000 to live on or to pay bills or whatever it is you want to.
So
Okay.
in year two, you don't have to add any capital, and that's where you get in year two. That is so powerful. And you
Yes.
don't have to add any capital at all if you don't
Yes.
want to.
Right.
But this is so massively powerful because I remember even thinking, I don't even have a plan. This is before I didn't even have a plan for saving money.
Mhm.
If somebody would have shown me a step-by-step plan to actually save my money or figure out a way to compound, like it's so powerful when you think about the potential that you have here.
Right. And remember, this is only based off of you winning 40% of your trades. Okay. And that's just taking every trade opportunity available to you. So that's the power of compounding, you guys. It's extremely powerful. What questions do you guys have? I'm going to stop my share here. I want to open up the floor to you guys and answer any questions you guys have. We have about 10 minutes.
I was going to say, do you want to drop the sign up link for them
Yeah.
I will.
while that's coming in? Both of you at the same time.
We did at the same time. So remember, if you're a man, click the Forex for Men link. If you're a woman, click the Forex for Women link. Okay. When you join, you will have an opportunity to choose the yearly option, which does offer you a month free. Knowing that you are going to be spending 2 years compounding your money, staying close to us as we update you on most recent data and testing, I would choose the year option, but it's completely up to you.
Somebody
And
asked if that is doing 1 trade a day. Can you go back into the compound calculator and just show where there are average trades per month? So you wouldn't even have to be taking a trade a day.
I think it offers you, I mean, you will have the opportunity to take a new trade every single day in most cases. But about 20 trades per month or so is what you're going to be able to have access to. Some might be a week without any trades, and some might be, 5 trades a week. And that compounding sheet will be released soon. We are going to be having a closer mentorship opportunity coming available in the next, hopefully, month or so, to help you guys with that. But then also this is going to be, that compounding sheet will be released to the VIP, hopefully very soon. Do you only trade on the daily time frame? Yes, we only are trading on the daily time frame. The daily time frame is the best way to make passive income, as far as I'm concerned. Will we have access to the compound calculator? Yes, you will. May I know what time you need to set up your trades? Yes, so every single day, the market closes for about an hour. Okay. And at that time is when you're going to log in and check your trades. And that happens to be about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Okay.
If
But
my
the
husband
beautiful
and
thing
I
is,
oh yeah, sorry.
the beautiful thing is you can work this around your schedule. Our heart's desire was to create a system that women and men could work around their busy lives, right? There are a lot of trading systems and strategies out there, many of them that require you to sit on the computer and wait for a trade opportunity. And my goal was to spend as least amount of time as possible on the chart and make as much money as possible. And this is the best system I have ever found in my 5 years of trading. This is the best system that I could have ever developed because it allows you to spend 10 minutes a day, check your chart, set your pending orders, and go live your life.
Trust us, at the beginning of our journey, we swapped our full-time jobs for full-time trading in the
Oh,
charts.
yeah, it was awful.
To discover this, okay? And through that, like Amanda said, there's thousands of different ways to enter into these markets. But at the end of the day, what's our biggest asset is time. And so we knew if that's our biggest asset, then we need to find a system that is going to actually leverage and actually compound our time for us. Like Amanda said, year 2, you're still doing the exact same thing. You haven't increased your time, still 10 minutes. It becomes boring. It's rinse and repeat. It's the same thing, but the compound is what keeps it so exciting.
Victoria said, can this be done from anywhere in the world? The answer is yes. And in my starter course, I help you learn how to identify a broker that works in your area, in your part of the world, okay? Can we do multiple trades in a day? Yes, absolutely. All I need is $35 a month. Yes, so $35 a month is for our VIP membership that gets you access to all the live calls and the resources. Beyond that, the only other fee that you would have is if you wanted to pay for the basic version of TradingView. Remember the chart software that I showed you at the beginning of the call? That's $14.95 a month. Otherwise, you can do the free version until you get tired of the ads. You do not have to pay for a broker. The broker will take minimal fees out of your trades that you place. So you don't have to pay anything extra for a broker membership or anything like that.
And that's kind of the awesome thing about Forex as well, right? Is because most other trading platforms, like if you trade stocks, crypto, futures, anything else, you need to have what? Stocks, it's 25,000 capital. Futures, it's a minimum of 5. Crypto, I mean, same thing. You know, if you're just exclusively trading just crypto on itself, you need a higher balance. So it's like beautiful space here in this ecosystem where, like Amanda said, you can start with as little or as much as you want. $50 to compound on that. And I think that's what makes this so unique. And that's why we also created the compound calculator when we made it to be adjustable, because this is your business, right? We're not here to manage your money. We have no say over how you run your business. We're just educators. We come and we teach you a system. We back it with the mindset tools that is needed. And what you do is on you, right? And so that's why we made it customizable so that everybody, I mean, we've had a lot of women come in here and be like, boom, I've got 10 grand, let's go. Other women, it's like, I got $50, that's all I could afford, sweet. Doesn't matter where you are at, we've got a space for you, regardless of, you know, where you're at. And that's why, honestly, this price package is at $35. As you can tell, this is worth over $3,000 at least for the $35 price point. But this is our baseline foundation passion project, right? We wanted the barrier to entry to be so low because we spent thousands of dollars learning this skill. There wasn't a $35 option for us when we learned this, right? We had to put a lot of skin in the game. We had to put a lot of money into learning this, not only the trading, but the mindset element that we've put into this as well. We put a lot of money into learning this, but we wanted a baseline for people to come in, not feel overwhelmed, have simplicity, and have a possibility to actually be able to participate into these markets.
Somebody asked if there is a community feature, and yes, there is. There is a community area where you can chit chat with all of your new trading friends.
Sonia asked if my husband and I want to join, do we each need a subscription? We see a lot of partners who are doing it together. Sonia, if you just wanted to do it yourself and have him kind of side along with you, but a lot of the men are like, hey, I want a place to have community as well. And so we've seen a lot of the husbands, or if the husbands start, their wives come over to the women's community, just for that companionship. Really cool. And it's really cool because men speak a different language than women do when they're learning, when they're trading. And so that's completely up to you. He's very welcome to learn alongside of you. But if he wants to have his own space to do that, there is that available as well. We just ask that he doesn't show up as Sonia on the calls or anything like that.
Yeah, we just found, you know, we wanted a space where there's no stupid questions, that everybody can just express themselves. And so that's why we have the community separate, just for that aspect alone of we learn differently. Even though we get taught the same information, we might ask different questions through the learning curve process. And we just wanted everybody to feel safe and seen and heard. And I think right now the men are loving their kind of banter, and the women do what women do, you know, we just love to talk. So there's a lot of chit chat and everything happening in there, but it's so good. Cool. And Jennifer, she asked, what's your success rate of your subscribers? Honestly, you need to come to our testimony calls. We've just started these up, and we're literally interviewing women in our community and showing their success and what they've been able to create. Remember, Forex for Women was only created, just over a year ago now. We've had multiple women retire. You got to remember that. I always say this, okay? This isn't everybody starts at the same starting line, okay? We have some women who've made no money, and we've made some women who have retired from their jobs in less than a year, made insane amounts of money, okay? The spectrum is very broad in this space, and what it comes down to is you as the individual. You know how I said to you that baggage you're holding on to, your self-worth, your belief? You just come into this space thinking, I don't need any of that, I'm just going to do this. You will soon have that reflected back in the charts, okay? So this is you against you, and the more you're willing to lean in and take what's up for offer, then it's on you, right? So it's pretty amazing to see within a year how many women have changed their lives financially. But also the beautiful thing is, remember, men and women, but I think women especially, everything's interlinked, okay? It's like our kids and our finances and our marriages and everything is so intermingled that, yes, you know, compounding your money and financial freedom is the end goal, but you're going to see so much happen in the pursuit of creating that, right? You're about to transform your life so drastically through stepping into the space, right? So I hope you know, I mean, we've dropped the link now. I want to know who has joined us so I can welcome you and celebrate you, because action takers are money makers, right? Money is attracted to action. And also I know there's a lot of you that this is probably not going to be your thing, and that's okay, right? You're going to probably have gone off to school and go, I'm just going to go back to my 9 to 5. That's, you've got uncomfortable living an uncomfortable life, right? I know that was me for a very long time. I remember I just had this epiphany the other day, sitting at a restaurant with my husband, and I'm like, how crazy is it now that we order what we want to eat, not what's within our budget? I remember so many times going to a restaurant and only choosing what I could afford to eat, not actually what I felt like. And that's what I say to a lot of people is, it's like, we've become comfortable actually living uncomfortable lives, but that's what we settle for because we think that that's all we're worth, right? But knowing once you step into the space, I'm not going to allow you to do that, and your life is drastically about to change.
I love it so much. And what's really cool too is you can see the mindset journey that the individuals take on this path, because you can see the changes that happen not only in your finances, but also your mindset, the ripple effect that it has on everybody around you. I've had so many testimonies of women being like, my mindset is being changed, and now my husband's mindset is being changed, and my children's mindsets, and our community and our friends. And there are just so many amazing testimonies of that. And so somebody asked, well, why wouldn't somebody be making money? What kind of mindset shifts do you need to have in order to see that actualize and realize, right? And so that's why the mindset and the personal development are here alongside. If we just gave you the tools and said, here you go, here's an amazing system, take it and run, we feel like we wouldn't actually be setting you up for success here, especially those of you who need those mindset shifts, right? So powerful.
Yeah. I want to know, Amy, I just saw that message that you said, I'm 90% sure I'm signing up. I'm going to sleep on it. I want to know what that 10% in is. And that's just not me just saying, hey, you have to join this. But I think sometimes it's we allow fear to sabotage any possible scenario. It's like, oh, I'm just going to sleep, I'm just going to think about it. It's like, sometimes it's the scariest things. I know for myself personally, you know, prior to trading, in that vulnerable, uncomfortable position, I had to lean in, not knowing what's around the corner. If I didn't do that, if I didn't just become, I always say I became yes Gemma. I was always no Gemma, fearful Gemma, not going to do it Gemma. And then I realized, well, nothing's going to change. Gemma, if you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always gotten. And so I became yes Gemma when it freaked me out, when I had no idea what was around the corner. I had to become yes Gemma and just say yes and navigate and pivot, right? You know what, Amy, trading may not be for you, but for $35, is it worth seeing? And I think that's the beautiful thing inside of the space. I always say, you're never going to know unless you're in it. And once you're in it, you can make that choice. You can sign up for 1 month. You will know the system. Like Amanda said, in 2 hours, you're going to know the system. You can be like, see you later. I'm out of here. I know what I'm doing now. I'm going to go live my best life, right? How do you know unless you try? And I promise you, I can like promise this, if you're willing for that month to join us and you actually watch the mindset calls and you read some of the books that Jen has recommended that we've read that's changed our lives, you jump on the calls with Amanda and you learn the skill set, you cannot, even if you decide to leave after a month, you cannot leave a better version self than what you entered just based upon what we teach here. Okay. And this is not, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's not for you. I love you. Like this may not be for you. That's fine too. But I also encourage you, sometimes when we're fearful, because we're like, what's to come? That's the best time to not retract, but actually lean in and figure out why.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we gotta
Hey,
hop
we
on
gotta
another
go teach our
call.
men.
Yes, we gotta hop on another call.
They're waiting for us.
Thank you all so much. We're so excited for you guys to join us in VIP. We hope to see you all in there. Have a lovely rest
On our
of your
live
day.
call tomorrow,
Yeah, we'll
right?
see you on our
Get
live
in
call
there
tomorrow.
and see you live tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here, you guys.
And